We need to talk. We can't just escape. We can't just avoid this because it's uncomfortable. And that's what I wanted to do in this program now regarding this and honoring events that have happened. The Rambam says we have to look into our hearts and souls, what we can do ourselves and what we can do to help others in dealing with this, because we're all dealing with this situation, because at the end we're all in this together. The pain of one person is the pain of us all. The loss of one person is a loss for all of us. A soul is inestimable. It's a piece of the divine. And if our life is valuable, every person's life is valuable. So if one person's life is compromised, we are all in some way compromised. So we need to look at this as a personal issue, even if it's not a direct family member. But we're all family at the end of the day, all children of God, as the Alter Rebbe explains in Perek Lev of Tanya. I go back to the Sefer HaGeula that we are beginning this week, Sefer Shmos. It couldn't be more relevant to this topic, because that's what's telling us what's happening in Mitzrayim. What happened in Mitzrayim then is happening now in our own mini Mitzrayims. And yet we always see all these as stepping stones toward Geula. The darkest of the dark leads to the Geula. We have to know how to translate that to individuals. Geula doesn't just mean the Geula Amitis Vashlema, that's the big set picture. But also on a small picture, a Geula from your own demons, a redemption from and freeing yourself, emancipation from those forces, that dark forces. When a person learns Torah and learns Chassidus, that brings light into your soul. Is it again the magic pill? But it's part of it. It's like the Rebbe says about Mivtza Mezuzah. A mezuzah protects. That doesn't mean guarantees. It means like a helmet. You wear a helmet, it lowers the odds of being struck, God forbid. Bring light into your life. Bring light into the life of our children and our family members through not just learning a posik azay, but to learn it in a way that's relevant, that's personal. Learn about Tzimtzum. Learn about Cheshach, Be'er Cheshach, and why God created darkness, and that darkness really is a form of light. Kol ha'esek b'teiras Cheshach and b'teiras Er is ki'ilu, that's what the Gemara says. When you learn something, it's as if you're doing it. So if you learn about the subject of darkness and you learn about the subject of light, you're bringing God's wisdom and God's guidance and God's blueprint of why He created these things in the first place. They have to have impact on a neshama. The more you can do that, that's in Torah. The same thing in Aveda, through davening, Aveda Shabalev, giving people a method of how to daven, how to express their hearts, even their darkness of their hearts. Bring your darkness to God. Offer it. Cry out. And finally, in the third kav, the third amud, the pillar, Gemilas Chasadim. When you show love, you elicit love. And love is a force that challenges and counters any form of darkness. So here's a three-pronged method of Torah Aveda Gemilas Chasadim that each of us can do every morning and every evening. Besides just telling your children, I love you, teach them from the earliest age, from day one. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, thank you for giving me my soul, for returning my soul to me. Thank you for making me indispensable, for giving me a mission that I and only I can accomplish in this world, for giving me the strength to accomplish it. Part of the mission may also be going through some darker moments. Imagine saying this to our children, saying it with our children every day. Every day. How much can it preempt? Not just in the most extreme, even other issues of insecurities and fears. And for sure, it's the opposite message of critique and judgment and condescension and trying to force our children to be someone who they're not. And looking at ourselves, it's all about us, the parents and educators, trying to impose our perspective. No, nurturing their souls, feeding, nourishing, teaching them that they are here as God's agents, indispensable lives. This and many, many other things can be done. We have to include that into all other measures. Professionals, mental health field and other fields are making their suggestions. But there's no doubt we have a Torah. We have God's Torah. We have Chassidus. It came to help us in all circumstances, definitely the ones that are the more trying ones and dire situations like the ones we're discussing right now.